All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm definitely having a great day because I'm talking with my man Gyiraszin. 9 games on DraftKings. That starts at 7:05 Eastern. FanDuel, if you are playing over there, added 2 more games, 6:40 Eastern. We're going to talk the DraftKings slate. Gyiraszin will mention a pitcher on FanDuel that is definitely in play and very strong over there. But we're talking 9 games. We got Michael W. in chat cheering for the Knicks. And we got Paraby. Speaking of the Knicks and the NBA Finals, obviously it does start tonight. Very excited. If you look at shows, we already had Leverage Lane earlier for PGA. That locks tomorrow, so definitely get your teams in there. I'm excited. Always love the PGA sweat. MLB right here. But Rio and Matt doing a special Game 1 NBA Finals show coming up right after this. So definitely make sure to check that out. Love to see that. Sam, loving the Slate Station, the new products we got over here, all automated with our numbers, our stack rankings, pitcher rankings, hitter rankings, who's been hot, a bunch of data that goes into that is updated throughout the slate. I showed that off last time on Monday when I was on the show. It is behind the paywall, so I will not be showing it today. But no time to waste. Bringing my man in, Gyiraszin. How we doing today on this fine Wednesday?
Man, when I saw the schedule and I got to do a show with my man Title, I was excited. I was like, all right, that's cool. But yeah, hey, middle of baseball season, we're like into the point now where we don't have to worry about relying on older stats. I'm totally into this year's stats, so gave up the current season, last season kind of thing. But yeah, we're getting into that hot time of the year. A lot of fun baseball. I mean, here it is, front and center. But like you said, we got the NBA Finals coming up, and hey. NBA Finals, it's like the NBA for me, I only like generally watch the end Title. I mean, even when the Pistons were kind of in it, I was watching, but I don't really pay attention all that much. Not one of my favorite sports, but I always watch the finals. Man, Wemby, he's something else. I mean, it was kind of cool to see him and Chet going at it because, them two go way back from when they were like teenagers in the world junior games and stuff. Those two went back and forth. So, no love lost there between them two. That's for damn sure. But hey, Brunson's really good. We'll see what Brunson can do against 15 foot of man. Like, dude, that dude can that's not even right, man. Like, Title, holy crap. Can you imagine shooting a jumper over that fool? I'd have to throw it like shit hit the top of the gym. Like, that's the crazy. But hey, a lot of good sports going on and a lot of good changes we got going on at Ship It. It seems like the changes to the slate plan, now it's more computer generated, seems to be going over pretty well. That we're a few days into that. So hey, we're always looking to evolve, make sure we're keeping up with good tools, great tools to be had for all the people.
Absolutely, yeah. Shout out to our man Go Collect. He said yesterday the Pirates, I believe it was yesterday, #1 in the Slate Station, and they got the job done for Go Collect. I believe he turned $50 into 800 or 900 or something like that. So, yeah, a lot of great talk about the new Slate Station. We got Cam in here. We will definitely talk about that. Good to see you. Philly, good to see you. 101 in Arizona. Absolutely beautiful out here. As long as you are by a pool, it couldn't be any nicer. But, yeah, it's nice. It's a dry heat. It's not humid. I'm loving it. Jake, absolutely right. Great to see you. Pitching is completely stacked, though. No, he's not going. He's not going to OKC. It sounds like it maybe Miami is the front runner, but we will have to see. LSU, fire FanDuel slate. Yeah, fire FanDuel, fire DraftKings, 11 games FanDuel, 9 games on DraftKings. Awesome slate we have to talk about, so we're not going to waste too much time, but I do want to first share it over here at shippingnation.com. This is our home page. If you just type in shippingnation.com. Again, PGA locks tomorrow, NBA Finals, Showdown content. Little Neck does a great job. We'll have the show, projections, ownership, MLB, of course, MMA almost every single week, NASCAR. And hey, we haven't talked about any NHL, but NHL Finals, the Canes and the Golden Knights. What a series that will be. 2 teams that have dominated throughout. So I'm excited to watch that. Love me some hockey here as well. 80 degrees? Hey, can't complain about 80. If it's humid, though, a little questionable, but we're doing great. We're doing great. Good to see you, Chess. But yeah, as you can see at our homepage right here, if you want all of the sports above, usually $99, you can get in for $49, include SaberSim and access to the Discord. If you want to find out other packages, bottom left, join the nation. If you haven't given us a try and you want to try us out for 5 days, you can get in for $19. Again, includes SaberSim, includes the Discord, includes all the sports above. If you're saying that you only play MLB, we do have you covered there as well. Single sports, MLB, you can see less than $1 a day. You can get all of our content. Just $20 more gets you access to SaberSim for the MLB. And they don't even have monthly SaberSim MLB packages over there. So this is exclusive to us. And yeah, I mean, MLB's every single day, multiple sports. We had an early slate going on. So we would love to have you at the nation. Kim, great to see you, always in the Discord. We are doing good. I hope you are doing good as well. No time to waste, though. We are going to share SaberSim, again, our partner optimizer over here. Let me refresh because it looks like projections and ownership was updated. Lineups have been trickling in, and we are going to talk some pitching. Again, absolutely loaded is pitching. We are going to talk about Shohei Ohtani all the way up at 11K down to Logan Webb at 8K. Break down that top range for us, Gyiraszin.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start out by saying if the other two games were on the DK slate, I mean, we'd be adding Christopher Sanchez and his 44 inning scoreless streak to this mess. On FanDuel, I'm going to try to figure out a way to get up to him. I think today's a slate title where you can't be skimpy on pitching. I mean, there's a lot of strikeouts that could be had out there here today on the mound. One of the better pitching slates I've seen in quite a while, actually. I mean, yeah, I'll start up at the top because I want to talk about Logan Webb a little bit. But Ohtani, I mean, obviously Ohtani and Paul Skeens, they're both in a pretty good spot. You look at both their matchups, they're not really the greatest, not really the strongest of matchups. I mean, I think I'd rather pick on Houston with Skeens than I would with Arizona and Ohtani. But I mean, both are in a really good spot. You can't really argue. Skeens 29%, strike 29.4. Shohei not too far, right behind him. So I mean, but I think I would just rather pick on Houston with Skeens. So I think it's going to be tough to try to get Ohtani and Skeens in your lineup. So as we're moving down, you got Chase Burns here against the Kansas City team, which I don't mind. He's $1,000 cheaper. I think I'd rather play Burns than Ohtani, but I still think I'd rather play Skeens. So I do like Burns here against the Royals. You look at the Royals and some of the back half of that lineup, I definitely think there's some strikeouts to be had there, especially Caglione, Collins. If Carter Jensen's in there, he's got some Ks. So I do think Burns is in a pretty good spot. If Burns can keep his walks down to the left side, that'd be big. I mean, the dude's like almost 12.5% walk rate against lefties, and he's at like a 2% walk rate against righties. So Burns for me is definitely interesting. Now the wild card for me in this whole thing, I think moving down is Garrett Cole. I mean, like Garrett Cole, we know the name title. Like he's been a really good strikeout pitcher for most of his career. His last start, he went 6.2 innings. He only gave up 4 hits. He had 10 Ks in 79 pitches. Like it's like, what are we getting here out of Cole? Like I just feel like, I don't want to be missing out on something here. Now he does get an Indians lineup here that, isn't all the greatest for strikeouts. You got maybe Manzardo is a strikeout. Sheeman's a strikeout bat, but Bazana, however you say that, Ramirez, DeLauder, Kwan doesn't strike out. I mean, there's only a couple bats here that have some strikeout capability, but just another pitching arm today that I think is a wild card, 9,500. I don't think too many people are going to play Cole, and I think it's a decent pivot off the top three, like a Burns or even the Skeens if you want to go there. Arrighetti, I'm not interested in against the Pittsburgh team. I think I'd rather have some Pittsburgh bats. I mean, they were the obvious winner yesterday. But I think Gavin Williams is another guy that's kind of interesting. I'm going to assume that Judge is not going to be in the lineup today. So Gavin
He's
Williams
not.
has been
It already came
good.
out. It already came out. He's not in the lineup.
Okay, good. So that just confirms that I mean, that lineup obviously is a little weaker without Judge. I think Williams is a really interesting play. I mean, I think he's got the strikeout capability there. He's got a 29% strikeout rate again so far this year. We know that, you know, there's obviously risk against that Yankee lineup to give up some runs and give up some power, but I mean, Gavin Williams has been pretty good, man. I think he's got 7 or more strikeouts in 8 or 9 of his last 12 starts. So he's a guy that I think I would definitely leave in my pool, and I'm interested in at 8,500. I think the price is pretty good. Gore, I guess you could be interested in. St. Louis isn't. Well, actually, I'm going to be out on Gore. St. Louis doesn't really strike out all that much against lefties. But Logan Webb, I think at the price at 8K, I don't like him on FanDuel. He's priced up a little bit more. But at 8K here against a Brewer team, Logan Webb, pretty good pitcher, more of a ground ball lane. I mean, I know the Brewers have been hot. They're your team too, you and Nades. I get it. But I mean, Logan Webb is pretty much of a ground ball pitcher, 62% to the right side, 55% to the left side. We all know that the Brewers are a bunch of ground ball hitters. Logan Webb is just a few percentage points below the MLB average for K percentage. He just really doesn't get barreled up to all that much. And I think Logan Webb is really in a decent spot, especially at the price. And when we're looking for, maybe a little salary relief, maybe get some bats you want. So really after Logan Webb, to be honest with you, everything below that, which we'll go through, I think is a real reach. I think Logan Webb is probably the lowest I'd go on DK today. I mean, maybe you could look at Urania if you want to get the whiskey bottle out, if you want to do that. But I think Gavin Williams is in a really good spot. There are some strikeouts to be had in that Yankee lineup. He's been pretty good. He hasn't been walking guys like he used to. So I think Williams is definitely in play, but it's risky. Like I said, I think Garrett Cole's the wild card. I'm not really quite sure yet what to make of him, but I think the strikeout capability is there. He could keep up with some of these big arms. And then, the 3 at the top. But I do like Burns a little bit more because of that $1,000 savings. I think we're going to have to pay up for some pitching. So, I mean, that $1,000 could get you, an extra bat. So I do believe that could make a difference today.
I see it pretty similar in the sense of, like, I want to spend up at pitching. There's not even really bats to spend up for. If we're going to go and look at the run totals on the slate, so team stacks and then sort by projected runs, one team projected over 5 runs, which is the Dodgers, and Ohtani's on the mound, which you can't even play him at hitting, which always makes it more difficult. So right there, that shows that, like, just a jumbled mess right in here. I would keep it a lot more concentrated at pitching than I would at hitting today. So starting at the top, Ohtani, I mean, the reason I would leave him in is he has an electric arm. He can always get you 10 plus Ks. If we're showing 8%, which I think it's probably about accurate because people are going to go Skeens and people are going to go Chase Burns. I think Garrett Cole will be more popular and Gavin Williams. So Ohtani's going to be forgotten up top at 8% or whatever on a slate where I don't think can really spend at bats or need to. Ohtani's a way to get different in chalkier stacks. I would definitely leave him in the pool. Not much to say about Paul Skeens. He'll be the chalkiest probably. Good matchup against, the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Solid matchup against Houston. I'm in on it. Chase Burns, electric arm. Nothing bad to say about him as well. Garrett Cole, top 4. I would love pairing 2 of these 4 in a lot of different teams, and I think it is pretty easy to do so. Arrighetti's tough for me. 9K feels way overpriced. The projection shows it. I'm out on him. Gavin Williams, I'm in on. No, Aaron Judge is nice, but with that being said, I think he's like, this could be even a little higher on at 8.5K. He's kind of like, people aren't going to want to go Arrighetti. People aren't going to love Gore, Webb. Really nothing below Gavin Williams is comfortable for people. So I think a lot of people are going to pair one of these top 4 arms with Gavin Williams then. So it gives me a little hesitancy, but again, solid projection. This Yankees lineup without Judge is completely different. And Gavin Williams has good strikeout stuff. So he's in play for me. Where I'm getting different, Mackenzie Gore will be in my pool. I mean, he always has electric stuff and a big arm. You're right that Cardinals don't strike out against lefties much. 3 of the last 4 starts for Gore, though, he's thrown 90 pitches plus. I mean, almost every start this year, he's thrown over 90 pitches. 22 DK points against KC last time, 23 against the Angels the outing before, got beat up at Coors, then had 27 against the Diamondbacks. He's my pivot. Like, I'm not playing Logan Webb. I just don't want to pick on these Brewers. Logan Webb doesn't have the strikeout stuff I want. I actually think the Brewers could be a little interesting. I'll just keep going down. I'm not playing Kolick. I'll come back to Uranian, Holmes. I'm not playing Palante. I'm not playing Springs. I'm not playing Corbin, Gallen, any of these guys below. Colin Ray, maybe, but I don't love it. Again, you're not really paying for bats on this slate, so I think the opportunity cost, it's not worth it. The 2 that I would keep in the pool a little bit is Urena and Holmes. And again, these Rockies, someone mentioned it earlier, have continued to get the job done for sure, but Angels is one of the bigger favorites, is Urena. This Rockies team still away from Coors. It hasn't worked out, but I would take a chance on a slate that I don't love many 7K pitchers. So he'd be in play for me. And then Grant Holmes, kind of similar. Pitching at home like Urena. Blue Jays only applied for 4 runs. These would be the 2 I have. So my pitching pool would look, I X'd out Ray. If you're playing a lot of teams, maybe I'd keep him. But my pitching pool would look something like this, and I'd probably cap Gavin Williams at something like that. And I mean, Skeens is my favorite. I do want to get overweight on him. This is how my pitching pool would look today. And I don't even hate if you don't like Urena, you don't like Holmes, you don't like Cole, whatever it may be. I don't mind even trimming this a little farther, because when we get to bats, I would definitely be a lot more spread out at bats today. Anything that I said that you disagree on, that you agree on, anything that came to your mind, anything to wrap up on pitching?
No, I mean, like I said, it's pretty top heavy today. I think you're going to want to be sure that you're not left out with some pitching. There's a lot of pitchers could get up there with strikeouts today. I mean, down below Urena, yeah, I mean, if he could keep his walks under control, I mean, on a slate like today, I just think it's so much risky just because it's so top end. So for me to play a guy like Urena, I mean, to me, I think it's just, more of a like a 10-1 kind of like odds. Like, I feel like he could keep up with these guys. Like, I mean, he's not all that good. The Angels do have some strikeouts. I mean, the Rockies do have some strikeouts in that lineup, but it's just tough. Like, I don't feel comfortable down below here. I mean, I see what your point is with Logan Webb. I just wouldn't go below Logan Webb. Like, I feel I'd leave him in my pool just because he's a guy that's going to eat up some innings. He's 8K. I mean, sure, I don't really like picking on the Brewers, but if I can get 20 points out of Webb and he can get a win today, I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, he's about the weakest guy I'd play. And, Gavin Williams, I saw somebody had here and there, he gets barreled up a lot. Kenny mentioned here, Gavin gets barreled up a lot. He does. And I understand that risk too by playing the Yankees. I understand that could be the case, but the Yankees got some strikeouts. They got 4 or 5 bats at almost 30% strikeout rate. So I think that's what, I'm kind of looking at. If Gavin gives up 3 runs and maybe gets 8, 9, 10 Ks, I think that that could just, wipe that out and we'd be happy. But yeah, I think pitching's pretty tough tonight. You're going to have to pay up for pitching. I mean, we'll get to some bats here. I think you're going to have to look for some, cheaper type stacks here, which we'll get to, because you're not going to be able to just jam in Dodgers. You're not going to be able to jam in Yankee. You might be able to get some Yankees, but I mean, it's going to be tough. If you Dodgers, you're going to want one of these top high-end teams. I mean, you're obviously going to pay up for it, but yeah, pitching is good today, Title. I think it's one of the better pitching slates we've seen in a while.
100%, very deep. And again, just coming back to the paying up for hitters, again, one team above 5 runs, which is the Dodgers, and you can't play Ohtani. They do have expensive bats, but when you do flock to the Dodgers, it's a lot more concentrated on how people will stack them. And they're still not breaking the bank. If you want to play Garrett Cole, Gavin Williams, and 5 Dodgers, you are able to do so on this slate. There's 9 games on DraftKings, 11 on FanDuel. There's plenty of really cheap 2K players, low 2Ks, that you can get to fill out your team. So we'll talk some bats. Hopefully it comes together a little more. I felt a lot better at pitching than I did hitting. And this player pool, this would how I would have it. If you don't even want to play Holmes or Urena and just play, I mean, not everyone will like Gore like me and take a shot on that. Maybe people like you would have maybe Logan Webb in instead of Gore or whatever it may be. This is just kind of how mine would look at like. And if you don't even want to play these cheapies, you can even condense it a little more. But I would definitely focus on one of Ohtani, Skeens, Burns, Cole, and kind of anchor my teams around there. Like I wouldn't play Urena Holmes together, or Gore Urena. I just think it's the wrong slate to do so. Let's go and move over to the Stone. Let me the best tool in DFS. We have it for all the sports over here, all the data you need in one. When lineups are confirmed, you are able to see it is confirmed. Again, all we ask is a like button and subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Guardians and the Yankees to start us off at 7:05 Eastern. Oh, again, and these are the two FanDuel games at 6:40 and 6:45 Eastern. And again, Christopher Sanchez very much in play. I will say Phillies bats, I think, in play as well, and Red Sox against Chris Bassett in play too. So if you are playing on FanDuel, definitely do not ignore the Phillies and the Red Sox and Christopher Sanchez number one in the pitcher rankings. Yankees and the Guardians, Gavin Williams, Garrett Cole on the mound. I have a little interest in the Yankees for the sense of I think Gavin Williams could be the second chalkiest pitcher when it's all said and done. And if that's the case on a slate that seems pretty open in terms of bats, I don't hate it. I prefer the lefties. They do have a good amount of lefties in the order. And outside of Ben Rice, they're cheap. Who would I not play? I mean, Volpe is never a fun click. Wells is a catcher, so he's fine. Caballero, I don't love, but he is third base, shortstop eligible. Mainly like Grisham, Rice, Goldie, Bellinger, Jazz, McMahon. Like they have pop in this lineup, and they're not too expensive outside of Ben Rice. So I would keep the Yankees in the pool as direct leverage off of one of the chalkier pitchers on the slate. If he's going to be like number 2 in terms of ownership and he's number 8 in the pitcher rankings, I think that could be interesting. I'll let you talk about the Guardians, as you kept saying Garrett Cole's a wild card.
Yeah, I can't get there. I mean, I'm not really interested in playing any Cleveland bats. I'm not going to get any much leverage off Garrett Cole. But, I mean, Cole to me is a wild card. We only got a couple starts out of him. He's just been, always been a horse. The last couple of years, his strikeout percentage had dropped from like the 30s where he was like 3 or 4 years ago. But still, a great strikeout arm. I mean, if you're looking at Garrett Cole, I mean, the fly ball percentage so far this year has been, 40%, but it's kind of a limited sample size, only 21 at-bats, 24 to the left side. So it's kind of hard to use those numbers. He really hasn't been getting barreled up. I can't really look at really any Indians. I mean, maybe a one-off here and there if you really wanted to go that route. But like I said, I don't feel like I'm getting enough leverage. But now the Yankees, on the other hand, I think this is a spot where you can play Gavin Williams if you got even 10 teams, and you could have a Yankee stack in one of them too, like, to kind of leverage itself a little bit. I mean, sure, we're playing Williams because of his strikeout capability. He's almost at 30% to both sides of the plate. Yankees got Jazz 27%, McMahon 32%, Wells 27%, Volpe almost 31%. And then, you got a couple bats at the 22%. There's only like 3 bats in that Yankee lineup that really isn't target, being a target for strikeouts. So for me, as it was mentioned earlier, Gavin has been getting barreled up a little bit, especially from the left side. I mean, we got Grisham, we got Rice, Bellinger, Jazz, McMahon, Wells. He's going to see some lefties with some power. It is a game with a 7.5 total. Don't generally like being there, but I just think because of the leverage I'm going to get, I think they're definitely in play. I mean, I think you got to look at the Yankees. Now, I wouldn't put them in my top stacks. I think if I'm playing a few teams title, no reason not to. I mean, I don't really like picking on Gavin, but if you go through his game log in his last 5 starts, 3 of the 5 starts, he gave up 8 or more hits. So it's not like he's been, mowing guys down. But, on the other side, if we're looking for pitching, we want them Ks. I think it's just as equal on either side, could go either way. So that's kind of why I wouldn't be afraid to stack against them, as just as much as I wouldn't be afraid to use them.
Yeah, and if you're playing 10 teams, I mean, part of baseball, portfolio diversifier and Saber has definitely showed it. I think it's kind of smart to do that. If you're playing 40% Gavin Williams, having 1 or 2 Yankee stacks on the other side, all the money's up top. As much as you like to take first, second, third, fourth, and fifth in a tournament in any sport for DFS, it's actually kind of negative EV to build your portfolio that way because you're building so many lineups and you're cannibalizing your first place equity. Having your lineups more spread out, your bubbles more spread out, you're really just focusing on first place. And a way to do that is play 2 Yankees and play 4 Gavin Williams in your 10 teams right there. And yeah, if Gavin gets beat up, you're still alive with the Yankees. If he throws a gem, 2 of your teams are dead, but 4 look good. So I think that is just look at what the pros do. They definitely do that when you're building 150. All right, moving it down to the next spot, the Cincinnati Reds and the Kansas City Royals. Chase Burns and Stephen Kolek on the mound. I am not picking on Chase Burns, but I do think some of these Reds are interesting. Kolek's a ground ball guy, like really, really heavy at ground ball. Doesn't miss many bats, so I don't love full 5-man stacking guys like that. With that being said, I think the middle of the order, Blade, Sal Stewart, Nathaniel Lowe, I think all these guys are pretty interesting. Spencer Steer can play him at second base. I have some interest in these Reds. Will Benson's really cheap in the outfield if you want to go that. Stevenson fills out a catcher spot. I do have interest in these Reds against Kolek. Are they my favorite stack? No. Top 5, maybe around the 5 mark, but I think more mini stacks, in particular in the middle of the order. What do you think in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Reds. I don't have them up in the top, but Kolek, he's just the guy ain't going to miss any bats. He's at 18.5% strikeouts to the left, under 10%, 9.8 to the right side. So he should be way better against the right side than he is. But, I mean, he's more of a kind of a mid-ground ball lean, 50% pretty much to both sides of the plate. So just looking at that, I want guys to get the ball up in the air on the Reds, like Blade and his 32% fly ball rate. That's a guy that I'd probably start out with. Nathan Lowe ain't too bad at his 26. Steer, 28. Benson's at like a 45. I don't mind that in the 7 spot either, a cheap outfielder. But, yeah, I mean, I don't mind picking on Kolek here. I just don't have it up higher. I mean, we know that we like the park out there in Cincinnati, so that's definitely in play. Yeah, I mean, give me some of these Reds. Now, the Royals, on the other hand, like you said, I'm not really interested in picking on Chase Burns. I mean, even though he is probably going to get some ownership here today, I mean, if you want to look at anywhere to look, I mean, Burns has been giving up quite a few walks to the left side, barreled up a little bit more on the left side, ground balls a little bit lower on the left side. So, you know, maybe like Vinny, maybe somebody like Vinny or somebody I could look at maybe as a one-off, but I don't really love it. But I think the Reds are definitely play. I just don't have them up in the top of my list.
Nate, the Reds stink. That's the problem. You're true, but you did say that about my man Lane Thomas a couple nights ago, and that man hit a grand salami for me. So, hey,
2,400.
Yep. Some teams, some players suck, but it is baseball, and daily fantasy. Daily is what we play. So they can get it done in a day, and it's a great American small park, which I always love playing bats in. We'll keep it rolling next game, the Blue Jays and the Braves. Grant Holmes and Patrick Corbin on the mound. Ronald Acuna will be one of the more popular individual bats on the slate. The dude is absolutely seeing beach balls. He gets the lefty and Corbin, platoon advantage. He looks good there. Outside of Ronald Acuna, I'm struggling 5-man stacking these Braves, and you can see in the hitter rankings, it does not like 4 through 9 at all. On the Blue Jay side, Grant Holmes, I want to attack him more with lefties than righties. Jesus Sanchez, Dalton Varsho. I don't mind Luke's Penango up top. They're both outfield eligible below 3K. I prefer lefties, though, and Sanchez Varsho would be my 2 favorites. Got some pop right there. Not sure how much I want to 5-man the Blue Jays, though, but interesting mini stacks and relatively cheap. I don't love either side as 5-man stacks, though. What do you see?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, I guess the Braves have been pretty good, but it just seems like picking on Patrick Corbin is just like zipping your dick in your fucking zipper. Fucking shit just, it don't work. It fucking shit hurts. But, yeah, I can't do it. But Acuna, as you mentioned, he's hot as can be. He's going to be fairly popular here today, I would assume. I mean, the barrel percentage is there for the righties, for Corbin at almost 10%. So I think Acuna is going to be pretty good. I just wish Austin Riley was hitting the ball a little bit better. I mean, he just hasn't been, Austin Riley he has in the past. Maybe I feel a little bit better about it, but really with only one righty that I'm even feeling good about at this point, being Acuna, I don't want to full stack the Braves.
I agree with you there. Michael liked that one. So did she. All right, keep it rolling. Next game, the Brewers and the Giants, Logan Webb. And we did just get, who was it? Yeah, Robert Grasser will start for the Brew Crew, and then I assume it's going to be more of a bullpen game after that. I actually have interest. I know you talked a little bit about Logan Webb. I'm on Team Jake. He mentioned it earlier. I'm going to play these Brewers. Whenever they're playing a righty, I have interest. I love the Christian Yelich, the Turangs, Bowers, Mitchell, 1 through 9 pretty much, because they can run at the bottom of the order. Don't have too much pop. Contreras obviously in the middle, some Churio, but they're expensive at the top of the order. But when I play the Brewers, I love mixing in the bottom. Again, they play small ball. They can run. They can turn over the order. Multi-position eligibility for Bowers and Hamilton. I'm going to go to the Brewers, who absolutely broke the slate on Monday. Giants, I rarely play the Giants. Willie Adames, a little revenge, which means absolutely nothing in baseball, but not much Giants for me.
Yeah.
Who's it? You keep saying Brewers are overrated because that's the second person that I've seen make a comment like that. So I feel like Gyirasin's been chirping.
I said was that I don't like playing ground ball teams against ground ball pitchers. And then we got another situation like that today. I mean, Monday you said they nuked the slate. I was looking at all my contests on FanDuel. They weren't even close to the top. And they
have like 8 runs. Yeah, 16 runs.
They don't hit any homers. So
that's fair.
I mean, they do score a lot of runs. They're a great team on an everyday team. But as far as DFS goes, I just feel like I can't do it. But we got a ground ball pitcher again today against a ground ball hitter. Y'all can do what you want. I'm not going there today. So I'm just not going to do it. But they didn't get there yesterday. How many runs they scored? They weren't even close. So hey. He says Brewers shipped everything on DK. I went on DK, so I couldn't tell you. I think the Pirates shipped everything as far as you ask me.
16 runs is hard not to be up top of the winner. I can't remember exactly what the winner was on Monday, but I can promise you weren't mad if you 5-man stacked the Brewers.
Yeah, probably not. Scoring 16 runs, you better.
Yeah. Any Giants for you?
No, I can't. I don't even want to mess around with any bullpen game. Giants suck as it is, so I'm not interested in any Giants. But, hey, it is fun to give you two shit about your Brewers. I mean, that's the only reason why I really like to do it.
Well, Nades is definitely a slappy for his home teams. I mean, I love you, Nades. I mean, week 1 NFL Sunday, it'll be a Packers stack, all that. I just care about money. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Brewers have made people plenty of money this year. You're right about the home runs, but they can turn over their order. I think it's a good baseball team. For the salary cap they've had, the Brewers have been one of the best teams, well-run teams in the past 5-10 years. They get rid of players when they need. Hader, Peralta, they get rid of them at the right time. Burns, they don't have the money, and they compete. But yeah, daily fantasy is a lot of home runs, but the Brewers steal, which definitely helps.
I can see Nades walking around the damn airport title. His hat. Fucking Brewers. Fucking Gyiraszin don't like the fucking Brewers. He's probably in there telling everybody in the airport, fucking Gyiraszin don't like the fucking Brewers. Scores 16 runs, fucking guy. Rah, rah, rah. I can hear him already from here. Better watch it. TSA going to come over there and get you.
Today the Brewers are going to score 2 runs, and we're just going to hear Gyiraszin and Discord and all that chirp, and I already know how it's going to go. All right, we'll keep it rolling. The next game on the slate, St. Louis Cardinals and the Texas Rangers, Andre Palante and Mackenzie Gore on the mound. I did mention that I was going to play some Mackenzie Gore. With that being said, I mean, because he has good strikeout stuff. He can put up 8 strikeouts, so he's one of the cheaper pitchers I do want. The ball also is in the air when you are playing him. I think the middle of the order, Nelson Velasquez, only 2.1K. Here, let me refresh. See if the lineup's out yet. There it is. Perfect. 2.1K. He will be a little popular, though, so I don't necessarily love it as a one-off, but it does fit. Jordan Walker's got some pop. Herrera at a catcher position. Yeah, mainly those guys are my favorites. I don't love the left-on-left against Gore, but the balls, he's going to strike out guys as Gore, but the control can be a little wonky and balls will be in the air. So I don't mind some of the middle-of-the-order power bats for the Cardinals. As far as the Rangers against Palante, I mean, he's also a guy that's not going to miss bats, but he keeps the ball on the ground. It feels like that's why no team except the Dodgers has applied for over 5 runs. Like, there's not like real life cans on this slate. A lot of these pitchers do keep it on the ground, but I don't know how many Rangers I'll have. I'll let you talk about that. I don't hate them. I don't love them. 1 through 4 looks solid, though. And whoever was in chat, Nicky Lopez Slappy. Nicky Lopez might be there in the number 9 spot today.
Nicky Lopez. It sounds like some kind of boy band member more to me. But so we can look at against Gore with the Cards. Cards don't strike out that much. You kind of look at what Gore's bringing to the table against St. Louis. You know, if you wanted to play against them, I mean, his walk rate so far this year is 17% to the left side. He's been getting barreled up by the lefty, so he hasn't been taking care of the side of the plate he should be. He does have a walk rate of 8% against righties, so if he starts walking guys, that could get ugly quick. It's just Gore hasn't given up any homers. I mean, the dude's given up like 1 home run his last like 7 starts. He doesn't give up more than like 4 hits in his last 6 starts. He's just hard. Again, a Cardinal team just doesn't seem to be good enough for me. So it's just one of them. I don't want to use Gore because I just don't think he's got enough strikeout capability. But then again, I don't really want to mess with him, as you mentioned, with the ground ball lead. Now, the Rangers on the other side against Palante. I mean, Palante's mid-ground ball lean guy. I mean, you could look at the top of the lineup. I mean, the bottom of that lineup is like you're looking at like who? Maybe Evan Carter is most what somebody would know. But, I mean, you can look at guys like Nemo, who gets the ball up in the air, almost 33% fly ball rate. I think he'd be an interesting guy that you could play. Jock Peterson, if you want to. He's got almost a 28.2% fly ball rate. So, you know, those are guys I'd probably look at. I don't love it. Maybe a little mini stack if you wanted to, Title. But I don't have the Rangers all that high up there. But they do have some pop in them bats. But it's just when you got a ground ball pitcher, which we have quite a few today, you know, you're just going to want to make sure you kind of have guys that can get the ball up in the air.
For sure. I mean, yeah, we definitely have a lot on this slate. We're going to get to a game, though, again, 9 on the slate, so we're not wasting too much time. I do like this game as a game stack, the Cubs and the A's, Jeffrey Springs and Colin Ray on the mound. Starting with the A side against Ray. Ray does not miss bats. The ball will be in play. Keeps it on the ground a little bit, but nothing compared to like Palante and some of these other pitchers that we've talked about. But man, like the middle of middle of this order, Nick Kurtz has been an absolute monster. Langoliers, Soderstrom. I don't mind Cortez at 4K. Rooker is always someone I love to play. And then when you do go to the bottom of the order to mix it, it's because like outfield's so loaded for these guys. That's where you get your second base, third base, shortstops, your one-offs or your onesie positions to fill out. I think the A's guaranteed 9th inning at bats. I think they should be more expensive, only 2 guys above 5K. You can still spend or play 2 spend-up pitchers and Kurtz and Langoliers pretty easily. I am definitely in on the A's. And then going to the other side to pick on Springs, I mean, he's not a ground ball pitcher. The ball can be in the air, also doesn't miss too many bats. This Cubs lineup, do I love it? Not really, but it has upside. So, I mean, definitely PCA, 4.8K. They're free. If you want to play Ohtani and Paul Skeens and then 5-man, the Cubs, it's very easy to do so there. So, Suzuki, Happ, Bregman, Dansby in the 9-hole. He's got some pop, shortstop eligible. Plenty of righties will be in this lineup. Projected 7 of the 9 bats will hit from the right side against the Southpaw and Springs. So, one of my favorite, I mean, this is my favorite. If I had to pick one to game stack, this is the one I'm playing, and I have interest on both sides for a 5-man.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much got the same weather conditions we had yesterday. Wind a little bit blowing in on us. You got a couple guys here that ain't going to miss any bats. Spring a fly ball lean. But, I mean, I like what you're saying about the Cubs being cheap. And Springs doesn't really have any, you know, his splits aren't really too dramatic either. So I feel like you can play anybody in that lineup. But Suzuki, to me, would stand out. That'd be a guy that I'd want. Horner stands out. Bregman, even Carson Kelly there. So I think they're interesting. I mean, you look at the fly ball percentage. Springs, even his own side, left side's almost at 38%, 30%, 29% to the right side. And he's been getting barreled up. 8% left side, 9% to the right side. His K rates aren't all that high. He's been walking more guys to the right side. So there's definitely some runs that could be had here for the Cubbies. Now, the A's, I think are interesting for one reason, Title. You got to pay up for these A's, right? Like Kurtz, you got to pay up for. Langoliers, you got to pay up for. Like these guys are all expensive. So I don't think anybody's going to be, too many people are going to be on the A's on a stack just because they're too expensive, because you got to pay up for some pitching. Now, if I was to pay down for some pitching, I think the A's would be one of the teams that I'd really consider today, just because nobody's going to be on them. So I think if you wanted to kind of flip the build and go cheaper pitchers and put a stack in there today that does have some upside and potential, kind of like the way I felt yesterday about what we were dealing with Tyon. Tyon gave up the most homers in all of baseball. And, I was hoping that, the A's didn't really, hoping the weather would push people away, which it kind of did. I mean, they scored 2 runs, the A's. I did call Kurtz a homer, which he did. But, I mean, still, I still think it's a pretty good, decent spot here. The game total, Vegas got it at 8.5. But I think the A's are going to be low owned because they're expensive. And like I said, everybody's going to pay up for pitching. So if you want to pay down for pitching, I think this was definitely a spot that I think would be a pivot off. Like, I don't even know how expensive the Dodgers are. I think the A's stack's probably more expensive with Kurtz and them without Ohtani. It's I would have guessed it's probably pretty close. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think the A's are in an interesting spot again today.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can still play Kurtz, Langoliers, pick 3 other A's and double spend at pitching if you want to go like Cubs as a mini or some other stuff. So I really like it. Yeah, of course, Dansby's, that's why he's batting in the 9 hole at 3.4K. With that being said, though, and yeah, tomorrow he's saying tomorrow's a better day to play Chicago. And we play ownership game in daily fantasy. I mean, tomorrow the Cubs, if that's the case, wind's blowing out 87 degrees, like that's going to be the chalkiest game on the slate. Whereas today you're looking at single-digit ownership on everybody but 1 or 2 guys in this game. So it's just completely different. You're comparing way different things. But yeah, I like both sides. It's going to be pretty low owned. I like 5-mans on both sides. Next game on the slate. Again, appreciate everyone hanging out. All we ask is the like button and the subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. The Pirates and the Astros, Paul Skeens. Spencer Arrighetti on the mound. I am definitely not picking on Paul Skeens. If I'm picking on a chalky-ish pitcher today to get leverage, it is the Yankees against Gavin Williams. I am going to play some Pirates, though. They have got the job done recently. Arrighetti's not getting ownership. I don't know why he's 9K, like 20% strikeout guy. The ball can be in the air against him. And these Pirates are hitting a little bit. So 1 through 6 in the projected order is how I'd like to approach it. Again, if you're playing Trillo down there at third base shortstop eligible because he's 2.1K and he makes everything fit, I don't mind it at a 1Z position. But 1 through 6, I think, is definitely strong. And only one of them, actually, O'Neal Cruz is 6.1K. Him and Lowe above 5K, and then the rest pretty cheap. I'm in on some of these Pirates guaranteed 9th inning at bats. Definitely not playing the Stros. What are you doing in this one?
Yeah, I mean, damn, Pirates got the job done for us yesterday. I mean, and you look at, as far as OPS goes, as I mentioned, I mean, Pirates were top 5 yesterday, up to 4 in the last 2 weeks. So definitely one of the better hitting teams in MLB at this point in time. But yeah, I think Pirates are definitely play Arrighetti. I mean, you just look at him, you're kind of wondering, like, dude, with a 17.8 walk percentage to the left side, ouch. Like, what's going on here? He's got almost a 34% fly ball rate, which is not good. So I think the lefties are in play again here today, and I don't mind. I like picking on that Houston bullpen, which is not very good either. So, yeah, especially at the top of that lineup, the top 6 in that lineup for the Pirates for me are in play. And, yeah, I'm not picking on Skeens either. I mean, even though Yordan Alvarez is just a flat-out pimp, but I can't do it. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if Yordan don't hit a homer against them, but it's not worth it.
I agree. Yordan's been an absolute monster as well, but I'm not doing it against the Pirates. I just want to show it too. We have 2 games left on the slate. If anyone's coming late, again, we appreciate everyone hanging out. This is the homepage over here at chipandnation.com. The best deal going on right now. Usually $99 for the month. Get you SaberSim and the Discord. For the first month, you can get it for $49. And there's no better time to join than right now. The reason for that, NBA Finals locks in a couple hours. Show coming up right after this. Showdown content you can find right here. PGA locks tomorrow. Always big prizes. All of our content is up. Showdown content for rounds 2, 3, and 4. Also, you can find right here. MLB, of course. MMA almost every single week. NASCAR almost every single week. And the NHL finals. So a lot of sports you get. Big boy prizes. Man, huge prize in the NBA streets. very excited for that and the show with Rio and Matt Bellman. If you want to try it out for a little cheaper, bottom left, join the nation. You can try it out for as low as $19. You get 5 days, and that'll take you all the way through PGA, couple games of the NBA Finals. If you're just playing MLB, we do have single sport options as well, less than $1 a day. You can get in and join us. All right, let me hop back to the Stone. 2 games left, the Rockies and the Angels, Walbert Urena, Michael Lorenzen on the mound. I'll let you take this one away. What are you doing?
Yeah, it looks like the Rockies were one of the teams you had to have yesterday. That's for sure. But, against Urena, we talked about his walk issues. That's definitely something to be concerned about there. But like his mid-ground ball lean here, I mean, I guess if I was looking at anybody, maybe like Willie Castro, Goodman, might be a couple guys that maybe some one-offs. I'm not really interested in any kind of a stack. And then you got Lorenzen. I mean, Lorenzen is a guy, don't really get any strikeouts. His walk percentage has been a little higher to the left side. His ground balls are way down to the left side compared to the right side, where he does have a 53.5% ground ball percentage to the right side. He's down to 35% to the left side. He's been getting barreled up at 16%. So Lorenzen's been struggling quite a bit against lefties. But that's not the Angels' strong suit, right? Like Wade Meckler, I think is definitely interesting today. I mean, the only really other bat that they have is Walton. Not really what we're looking for. But I mean, I think Trout and Meckler are probably the only 2 guys that I'd really feel comfortable playing. I mean, Lorenzen isn't really anything special. His WOBA is like 5'11" too to the left side. So they don't have any lefties for me, not enough lefties. Like this is a Yankee team against Lorenzen. I'd be, drooling with all them bats the Yankees got from the left side, but Angels, not so much. It really don't tickle it for me.
Yeah. And they are going to be one of the most popular stacks on the slate, the highest run total. So it makes sense what you're saying. 7 of the 9 guys are thrown out are righties. You don't really want righties against Lorenzen. With that being said, outside of Trout and Neto, nobody's priced above 4K, so they do fit builds pretty easily. They look well in the hitter rankings. That is why they're coming with a little bit of ownership, though. So I'm indifferent to the Angels. The Rockies, man, they have got the job done recently. Urena can be wild, but I'm not sure it's really the slate for me, especially if this ownership holds true, like the bats I do want, 1 through 4 mainly, 8%, 11, 8, 9. Like that feels pretty high for a team implied for just under 4 runs. But they do look well in the hitter rankings. If you think that they're lower owned than what they're projecting, maybe that's a reason to play a bit. But I don't really want to mess with that bottom half at all. Last game of the night, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Shohei Ohtani and Zach Gallen on the mound. I mean, man, the D-backs have been playing. So I don't hate if you want to play like Kettle Marte's not even in the lineup. Never mind. I take that back. Corbin Carroll, you can always play him. He has 5.6K, though. Ohtani, he's going to be 8% owned is what we have it at. That is something I do want to play in terms of getting different at pitching. Not really going to play the Diamondbacks, though. As far as the Dodgers, you can't play Ohtani, so you only can play 8 bats, which makes it a little more difficult and condensed. And then when you do play some of them, like a lot of people are going to play a Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, Muncy. It's just a lot more concentrated. I always struggle playing these Dodgers when you are not able to roster Ohtani, and they're the chalkiest team on the slate. So you lose one of the best bat to stack within it. The combinations become less, and they're the chalkiest. With that being said, they do have the highest run total by like 0.6 runs right now. Guaranteed 9th inning at bats. Gallen has not been good. I'll let you try and convince me one way or another with the Dodgers.
I mean, Zach Gallen's been god-awful. 12% strikeout rate to the lefties. I mean, and now he's going to come up and face a Dodger team that is going to smack the shit out of him. His fly ball percentage of lefties, 31%. He's been getting barreled up at 12% to lefties. I mean, this is a team you don't want to mess around with. Obviously, now Shohei will probably lead the game off and hit a homer. It seemed like he did that last time he was pitching. Like that just, to me in baseball, like you're the pitcher and you lead the game off and you hit a home run. Like that's like softball shit. Like nobody's doing that. Like that's like, to me, it's like amazing to me. Like that's the case. But Gallen's not been good. So I get that Ohtani's out. like you said, they're almost a half run higher than everybody else. I mean, I'm going to assume the Dodgers probably score the most runs. In the last 15 days, the Dodgers are clear ahead of everybody else as far as OPS. They're the highest slugging team. I mean, they've just been hitting the shit out of the ball here in recent times. So Dodgers for me, I mean, you got the late hammer here. I'll probably be in bed by the time this game starts. But, I mean, you're sitting at, game total 9. Gallen is obviously somebody we like to pick on. It's just all lines up. I mean, it definitely lines up. Now, maybe if you want to get a little different, Alex Call isn't a name that, people like to press, and neither is Freeland. So I think, maybe include one of those two, maybe to get a little bit different, especially on DK with a 5-man. I mean, I think that's a way to maybe differentiate yourself a little bit. But as far as any Arizona bats go against Shohei, no thanks. I don't want to pick on Shohei. I mean, he's just been one of the obviously better pitchers in baseball. No reason for me to go there. But for me, Title, Dodgers stand out. Like, I'm going to figure out how I can play Dodgers in different ways and just load up on the Dodgers. I think, with pitching as good as it is, you're going to need some high-end pitching. I think that stack gets a little cheaper without Shohei. So definitely something that you probably should be able to work out. But, yeah, overall, interesting slate. But, I mean, Dodgers clearly the number one stack. But I think that's why the A's, I was saying, Title, like, A's are expensive too. If you include most of them, as you said, you could still include Langeliers and Kurtz and get some of the tie-in pitching with the bottom part of that lineup, Geloff, whoever else. But, yeah, I mean, interesting slate for sure. Definitely interesting slate. Kind of almost like yesterday.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I think the less I like the Dodgers. Because if you're playing the Dodgers, I don't think you should really be playing Gavin Williams and then one of those top arms. Maybe play Ohtani as the pivot, but there's just not enough arms that I like to really differentiate when I am playing a chalky stack like the Dodgers. And so many other teams jumbled up there in the middle with like a 4.6 run total. I think I'd rather just try for lower owned offenses, 1/3 of the ownership, and 5-man them and hope all the damage for the Dodgers is done by Ohtani, or Gallen somehow finesses his way to just give up 3 or 4 runs or something where the Dodgers aren't a must. So I think I actually prefer mini stacks for the Dodgers more than the 5-man. That's going to do it for us. Always love talking some ball with Gyiraszin. Again, 9 games on DraftKings at 7:05 Eastern. 11 games on FanDuel at 6:40 Eastern. We have Rio and our guy Matt coming up right after, talking some NBA showdown for the game 1 of the finals. Massive prizes on both sides. Very excited to be watching that. Gyiraszin, final thoughts before we get on out of here.
No, another interesting slate. We're getting in the summertime. The sun's shining here in Michigan. I'm going to go get me a couple drinks, sit out there in the garage, have me a safety meeting, listen to some baseball, turn on my MLB app on the TV, probably watch a pitcher or 2 of mine, and the neighbors will hear how I'm doing. If I'm doing good, they'll hear some good things. They're hear I'm doing bad, they're going to hear some MFers and some all the other shit that, we like to say as, you get a little pissed off and, whatever else. But, yeah, always fun to be on with you. Always a good time. I know we don't get to do as many shows as we used to in the past, but always enjoyable to get on. I love talking baseball I talk baseball with about anybody. It's always a good time, but love getting on here and talking with everybody. And hey, let's kick some ass, man. I saw that tweet. We set out all the winners we had this week, some pretty big winners in some baseball this past week. So let's mark one of them down here tonight that we can put on the tweet board. Let's get us a couple here tonight so we can, put some of that cheese in our pockets. Tonight, we got to get that cheese.
Look at that. Gyiraszin always flexing his hundreds over there. Who knows if they're real or if they're fake, but Gyiraszin's got some cheese in his pockets from the MLB FanDuel streets. Hopefully you are on the top of the leaderboards tonight. You can find everything up on the site again. MLB, Slate Station, everything you need, pitcher rankings, hitter rankings, stacks, cores, breakdown, all found in the Slate Station, projections, ownership as well for FanDuel and DraftKings. That'll do it for us. We appreciate everyone hanging out. Little neck. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Enjoy your night. Good luck. Be safe. For Gyiraszin, I'm Titletown. Peace.